I've helped clients generate a combined 2 billion views on social media. And I've been saying for almost a decade that you have to produce content in your business if you want to stay in the game and if you want to get ahead. But how does it actually drive growth? How does content strategically fit into a business's marketing strategy to actually generate revenue growth and overall client growth? Because that's a lot of my business owner clients at first. They're a little skeptical and they think, Alex, how am I going to get these views and these followers and these likes to get revenue in the door and pay my bills? And so the first thing I want you to think about when it comes to content is that it's not necessarily in lieu of all other forms of marketing. It's not like you have to run advertising on Instagram, on Facebook, on Google, or organic content. Think of if you're running Instagram or Facebook advertising, you can target people specifically. So when I post organic content, I might get people that watch my videos on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube. These platforms then allow you to advertise using paid advertising specifically to people that have already watched my videos or watched your videos. So then your advertising dollars are already going to go further because you're targeting people that are already aware of you. They've already seen your face before, they know that you exist. And so when you think of paid advertising, you don't have to advertise towards a cold audience who's never heard of you before. You can incorporate organic social media and YouTube into what you're already doing with paid advertising and make it more efficient. So you don't need to necessarily replace what you're already doing. This can enhance it, but it's also going to enhance it because as the business owner, as the founder, you are the business. I don't care, how big or small your company is. People want to do business with people that they like, that they trust, that they respect, and content is a way to do that at scale. Instead of having one-on-one conversations, let's say all day, or going to in-person, conferences or meetings, you can do this with content, right? You can talk about your family life. You can do vlogs. You can show your office. You can do day-to-day stuff. You can do podcasting. You can give advice. There's so many different pieces of specific content that are driven in a way to, again, drive the like factor, drive the trust factor, drive the respect factor. So even if you don't necessarily in the beginning get immediate clients from content, just putting the content out there is going to help leads and clients that you're already attracting convert, because they might look you up on YouTube. They might watch your podcast. They might start watching your videos and say, wow, I like their personality. I connect with them. I trust them. And again, that's the ingredient in business. It's relationships. And so think of this as you're building relationships at scale. Think of famous people, The Rock or Kevin Hart, Joe Rogan. If we meet them in person, a lot of people say, oh my gosh, I feel like I already know you. And it's because think of how many hours of content, if someone's a fan of Joe Rogan, they've watched perhaps hundreds of hours of him talking what he likes, what he doesn't like, what his opinions are on all these different subjects. So if he recommends, let's say, a product, if he, advertises something, people buy because they connect with him and they trust him. So again, I don't care how big or small your business is, you can improve the trust factor, you can improve the credibility factor. And again, if you start this content building and you have a team behind you, it's going to just scale and compound over time. Whereas other forms of marketing are very much, you spend the money, you might get clients in return now, but to make it work 6 months from now, to make it work 6 years from now, you constantly have to spend money on getting the visibility. Whereas content, if you invest the time now and you build a foundation, you'll have to over time do less and less to get bigger and bigger of a result. Think of it like investing in the stock market. We all have done those compound interest calculators, and you invest a little bit today, and after 15 years, then the money starts making money, and then that money starts making more money, and on and on and on. And the effort required from you, the contributions are less and less. to achieve the overall outcome. So it's not going to take 15 years, hopefully, with content. But if you invest time now, in years and even months, but I mean, my biggest clients, they've been with me for 8 years, 4 years, 5 years, and beyond. It because you start to get better, just like anything else. You start to understand your audience, how to start videos, when to create videos, when you're at your most energetic and your most, authentic and comfortable, what equipment you need. It's a never-ending process to improve in any aspect of marketing, and content is marketing. So you have to start now, because it's not going to be, oh, Alex, when I'm not busy, then I'm going to do it. Or, oh, Alex, when I need clients, then I'm going to create content. You have the entire idea mixed up because it takes time. Whereas with content, to get more growth, you don't necessarily need to spend more. You just need to get better, maybe post more. And again, ideally having a team behind you that knows what they're doing. And of course, we help clients with this in terms of editing, posting, strategy, scripting, the whole deal. There's a link down below and you can learn more. But either way, with content, it's something where if you make the contributions now, you put in the work, it can compound over time. And you only have one personal brand. There's only one Alex Albran in my life. There's only one of you. So investing in your personal brand, no matter what you're doing, there's very limited downside. Maybe a downside is becoming too famous or something. But the upside is more opportunities, more revenue, more trust with your audience, more clients. Again, you don't know what opportunities are going to come about when people find you. Right? Think of, not naming names, but maybe the most famous individual on earth, whether you love him or hate him, um, President Trump. It's not political. It's just, who he is. And again, it's not political on either side. I'm saying, who he is, and think of him and the opportunities that come his way. And think of other famous people, the opportunities that come their way simply because people know who they are, and they want to be associated with that, because again, there's a trust factor with somebody that's findable, that kind of puts themselves out there. They're not hiding anything. That's what YouTube is. That's what content is. So no matter where you're at in your business, start today, start planting the seeds, and I promise you'll be way ahead of the game when we're talking in 2031, 2035. That's not that far from now. We're in, almost 2027. So start investing now in your content, start putting in the work. And like I said, I think you'll be happy with the results. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions, comment down below. Have a great day. Thank you.